Hello and welcome to day number 2, the Championship Saturday of Starcraft at EPIC43 with Intel. I am once again Exo, and with me today is...
Molten. Good to see you guys. It's been a while. I haven't casted yet this LAN.
Yeah.
Happy to be back in the booth for Zain versus GamerRichy, which I think is going to be a freaking cool match.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hype match. Now, actually, somebody did the stat check on this, and these two haven't played at LAN in years.
Really?
Apparently, the last time they actually played was in 2020 in any kind of official match.
Who won?
Zain did.
Okay. I think Zain is the favorite
Yeah.
here. And while it is an exciting matchup, I think GamerRichy might be struggling against Protoss.
Oh.
I played against him earlier,
You did,
and I have quite a different style from Zain.
Yeah.
But GamerRichy's the kind of guy who likes to be aggressive. He likes to be out on the map. He likes to be in control of the game. And I think against Zain, it's going to be very tough for him to be in control of the game.
Do you think Zain will do TT drop, though?
No. I think it's going to be a very different series to the one I played against Richie. But I'm not really sure. You don't get to see Zain play very often.
No,
you
that's
just see him at LAN.
Yeah.
He'll play a couple games on the stream.
He's very
and he'll always
mysterious.
look good. But yeah, you don't really know what he's going to bring. In my mind, I kind of envisage him playing quite a solid defensive macro style. But that could be completely wrong. I don't know. Maybe he's going to bring out some all-ins.
He definitely knows how to do some all-ins, but I think in PvT against Richie, I think he's going to be. I think he's really going to be, especially since he would have seen your game versus him. And Richie's strategy was 2 base, 5 racks.
Yep.
Not an SCV pull. I think he should have gone for an SCV pull, but not without SCV pull. But he's going for it. So I think Zain's going to be really trying to identify that and work out from there. But Zain also is a very technical player in the early game. He loves to get 1 or 2 adepts, and he has a whole game plan for what to do with these 2 adepts to get the max amount of damage. And he is very strong with it. It's going to be Oceanborn first, and I guess we're making the maps. We had some issues yesterday.
Yeah, we really did. Let's hope everything's okay tonight.
When the map list doesn't even load.
It's not a great start.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, interesting to see how this is going to play out. This is going to be a best of 5 as well. It's not a best of 3.
Yes, it is. That's actually a really big change. I'm really interested to see what level of scouting we're going to see from both players. For example, against me, Richie would, and he made a point of this, he'd always send a medevac in, with a drop, just because he wanted to know what was going on. I wonder if he's going to do that against Zain, or maybe against Zain, he's going to try cut some corners. Maybe we'll see some early third command center builds.
Well, yeah, he was definitely playing very safe versus you. He opened in both games. He opened up double gas, factory in base, but no shenanigans, nothing like that. It was just the most I can scout and react and deal with anything that the Protoss is doing in this sort of thing.
I expect Richie to mix it up in this series. In a best of 5, I don't think he's going to go 3 times for double gas factory or 3 times for a triple command center. I think we're going to see a mix-up.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to do multiple things. And again, it's funny because he's very confident. Well, Richie was always confident, actually, But he's very confident in his TVP. He's very confident a player. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And I'm interested to see if we're going to get a real late game situation. Is Zain the type of player to then get to the disruptor late game and be able to bang out and test if Richie can do the splitting required?
I really hope we get to some late games. It'll be really interesting to see these guys. And I feel like, especially in Protoss versus Terran, in tournament matches, you don't really get to the late game that often, especially compared to TVZ, which is a majority late game a lot of the time. So it'll be interesting to see what approach Zain takes. Is he going to go for Sky Toss? Is he going to go for just a disruptor heavy style? In my mind, I don't think Zain's much for a disruptor guy, but again,
I also
it's
agree.
hard to tell.
Maybe we see the return of the High Templar,
Oh my, maybe I could see it for sure.
I actually really do. This is something every year I feel like I say this. Is that I wish last year I started playing War Prism Drop Storm
That's
in
so
the late game.
hard.
It's really hard to do, but it's it just deals with the whole EMP situation.
True.
But
it only takes 1 snipe on that Prism and you're a very sad camper.
Exactly. Yeah, that is exactly. And when Vikings are out anyway half the time, it's scary.
Especially, if you have Kloss as well, there's going to be Vikings, and then that Prism is always going to be under threat. Just having some issues trying to make the map here. It's been
looks
some issues.
Looks like Zain is able to make the map, and hopefully then when he invites us...
Zain's asking what's the map list. Did he not do the vetoes? Ocean was first, I think, yes. We're going to Oceanborn for map number 1. I feel like, and you've been casting more than me, so maybe you'll have a better idea of this. I think the only maps I've played this tournament are Sight Delta, Oceanborn,
and Alcyone.
And Alcyone. Or
Alcyone.
I think
Alky 1.
Golden. Alky 1.
Alky 1
I think I got Golden Ore in there a couple times, but like it's been like the same 4 or 5 maps for almost every series.
You wouldn't think we have a 9-map pool.
Yeah. I haven't seen Ghost River, Post Youth, Dynasty at all.
I think we did have one map of Ghost River on the stream. Yeah. But I can't remember who it was versus. And like I say, it's hard to have a. People like the standard maps, right? It's really hard to come up with a solid build in general, and then apply and then do a different like something that takes advantage. Like on Post Youth, where you have a base that has half blue minerals and half gold minerals. You need something really specific to.
That's
if you
almost
want to,
more annoying than helpful because you know you're not optimizing it properly.
Exactly. So it's just so difficult. I'm going to see if I can join off of Zain here.
I also think with a lot of these maps against Terran, such as Crimson Court and Dynasty, it just gives the Terran so much liability to move medevacts around the map, and there's not really much you can do about it. And they can just drop behind your minerals, especially on Dynasty, and it's just very painful to play a lot of these maps against Terran.
Yeah, that is exactly, and Crimson Court, especially for Zergs, I feel sorry for, because that's not good versus either. Oh, we're in the lobby. Fantastic.
We've done it.
Yeah, Crimson Court in particular is really hard for Zerg, I think. It's just so narrow, there's no way to get us around. Like, it's really painful. I was off-racing Zerg when that map came into the map pool. I was trying to get my Zerg up, and I was like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. I vetoed that immediately. I was gone.
I almost never veto maps, but I think I vetoed Dynasty and Post Youth this season.
I vetoed Post Youth as well, but I let Dynasty play out because you can just not take the gold base, and then you can kind of try and play it like a normal map, but then you have to just deal with your opponent doing weird taking gold bases. But we are loading into game number 1. It is going to be on Oceanborn. And we are going to go and finally get into this best of 5 series. So, spawning in the top left, representing nobody, though he's kind of an unofficial red dragon, it is the elusive, mysterious Zain.
And in the southeast, in the red trunks, playing Terran for Red Dragons, it's GamerRichy. Gaming Richard, as I believe he's known in the Red Dragons Discord. Gaming Richard.
He also became Father Richard for a while.
Father Richard.
Yeah, because he's a pope.
He's a holy man.
I'm still doing it. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'm actually just going to very quickly do a quick options change because for some reason we've got mouse scroll on, and it means I'm going to like hit the edge of the screen and go off. But here we see a very. Oh no, it's a mock.
It's just a hidden. It's a hidden barracks. I like this in game 1 against me. Richie proxied his barracks. So I don't know if Zain did watch any of those games, but if he did, he might think, oh, I'm getting proxied.
This is already an interesting path. Like the probe has deliberately come around here to go up.
That is interesting, yeah.
So he might have been thinking about a proxy.
Yeah, I wonder if he's particularly scared of like a 2 barracks marauder cheese or something like that. That can be really tough if you don't scout it to hold. He's going to come in here, see the double gas starting up.
This second gas is a suspicious timing. Oh, I was about to say, yeah. This feels really odd. And he's going to find this.
Yeah. Okay, this is really interesting. If the probe goes back in here.
Does he check for the second gas again? Yeah.
This is really interesting.
The second gas is really suspicious because this makes it look like Proxy Reaper. Right, because you need the second gas to then do enough with Reapers, but then obviously he's seen the barracks. So I think Zain knew that was a fake. He might still think this is 2 gas though, but I don't think that will drastically change them.
And it also could be Proxy Factory here. I'm actually really surprised Zain sent this probe all the way home. I would have kept out on the map to come in about 10 seconds time once the Reaper's left to check if there's an expansion, to check if there's a factory.
Yeah, because he didn't even confirm the CC went down. But I think Zain is like quite confident in his reads probably. He's like, you're not going to fake proxy the barracks and then actually proxy the factory. He probably thinks that Richie wouldn't do that. Richie's actually keeping the Reaper at home as well, which is a very defensive play. And now we do have the first Adept coming out here. And again, Zain is very meticulous about how he controls units in the early game. So that's very intentional that he had it shaded down one side and run down the other. like to get the maximum vision, so the Reaper doesn't get past
Yeah,
him.
that was nicely done. Needs to be careful with this Adept here. 2 Reapers get on it immediately.
Yeah, Richie, again, playing very defensively. Didn't immediately jump on it.
Okay,
moved
good
back,
scout gets the command center timing. So knows there's no shenanigans afoot for now. Back home, is it a 2-gate blink? 3-gate blink? I think just 2 gates at the moment.
Yeah, just 2 gates. Is that battery or second pylon? Battery, yeah.
Battery. A battery's in. I mean, I guess you see the 2 Reapers. Oftentimes a Hellion follow up, so
yeah, I'm interested.
Battery is nice.
This section is a wall here, but this section is obviously very easy to come through with its 2 Reapers and a Hellion, yeah, which it is.
And is Richie gonna dive in here? Don't think he'll be too worried about getting the scout, especially when he has a Widow Mine drop.
Yeah, that is exactly what he's queuing up in the background behind all of this. And again, Zain just not letting Richie get too close to the wall for free. Now we do have a pair of Stalkers warped in. Though, oh, hang on, this might be the dive here. No.
Yeah, if you commit, you know you're losing all of it. It's going to be very hard to kill a probe, especially when there's battery in the natural.
Okay, but Zain's getting aggressive and is going to chase this down. He gets the first Hellion, and now the Reaper. And does this final Reaper get out? It is just going to barely escape.
It's nice, but these units don't have much utility now, right? Yeah. So losing the Reaper or the Hellion doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And
look at this. 3 tech labs on the way for Mr. GamerRichy.
Oh, and the Hellion.
I'd say I've seen that before.
Yeah, quite an interesting style here. I was actually wondering what the medevac was doing waiting at home. I'm not sure if something didn't line up right.
It does feel like this Widow Mine drops a bit late, but at the same time, that can be kind of nice because because if Zain's looking at his bases for around 4:30 on the minimap, you know, maybe expecting a Widow Mine drop, and then it comes in at 4:50.
That's it.
He might just not be paying attention.
That is it.
His Stalkers are out on the map.
Sometimes the most dangerous Widow Mine drop is the late Widow Mine drop, you know. Well, keep an eye on that on the minimap.
Timing on that bunker, but look at this. Is that an observer of Zain? Oh, that's so perfectly positioned.
Wow. Your plans laid bare, Richie. Laid bare. And yeah, he is already reacting, pulling a depth.
Blink is done, and there's 2 Stalkers here, but Widowmine's going to drop. Hello? Oh.
Can I say, by the way,
yep.
I loved your defense of the Widow Mine drop of Richie yesterday.
Thank you. I did too.
Beautiful.
I was actually cooking in that game.
That was fantastic. Okay, blink. Yeah, nice. Very strong.
Perfect.
Get to this. No probes gone down, I don't think. Oh, the 1 scouting probe went down maybe earlier.
Wow.
But very strong. Very strong defense so far. Not too much line time loss. The 3rd base is only just up and running. But 48 workers, reasonably healthy.
Yeah, Zain will be pretty happy with where this game is right now, but I don't think Richie will be too sad. We see him adding on 2 more racks.
Yeah.
Going up to, what, 4 racks?
No, is it? Oh, it's 5 racks, isn't it?
5 racks,
I would say,
natural,
5 racks, and he's going to do, I think he's going to do the same thing he did to you. He's going to go, all right, I'm just going to shove you really hard, and if you're like caught out, or if you can't like destroy enough units coming across the map, then I just win.
I think the issue for Richie here is that observer, though. Zain knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's probably assuming that there's no triple command center here.
Seeing this Spidey helps because it means
there's less space.
There's less space to put like a thing. Oh, and we do have an aggression on the bunker here.
Ooh, great repair.
Yeah, did he lose a Stalker for that? No, he didn't lose a Stalker. Again, perfect game so far from Zain. Oh wait, I thought he lost a probe, but okay, well never mind. Oh, maybe he killed an SCV. That's right there. And again, Richie kind of knows there must be an observer around here. It's like you were too confident coming in on the bunker. But is not quite in range of it. And now we do have to move out. Zain maybe not paying attention immediately. Thanks to the blink, he's going to be able to get away. And now, Richie's like, all right, I'm getting that observer.
These triple tank pushes are always very scary to hold, but Zain's in about as good a position as you could hope for with his blink stalks out on the map. He can pick off a couple units. He can delay the push while he gets the Colossus up at home. The key to this is going to be stopping the tanks getting in a good position in between that natural and 3rd base.
Yes, that is exactly it.
This is really nice. Why he loses another Stalker there. 2 Stalkers going down for just a couple Marines, but he's delayed the push. He's got a Colossus out, a second on the way.
Colossus and all of his gateways are now online, and charge is done.
Yeah.
So Richie feels it. I don't know if he scanned.
2 Liberators on the way. Richie's committing to this. No 3rd base behind this. Needs to be so careful here. Oh. He's really splitting up all the Zealots here, and now Richie might jump on this Colossus.
Oh, this is beautiful. The Colossus
now he's going to get a position with the tanks. But this Zealot flank is going to
Zealot run by is going to be crazy.
Wow. Yeah, going for the base.
And now Richie kind of has to do or die because this is very hard to deal with at home. So he's now shoving into the position. Zain is waiting, got super battery ready. Is he going to try and collapse in on this position? There is a lot of tanks, no zealots in the background. We've got zealots running into the main of Richie here. First Colossus goes down.
There's just far too much Zain.
Oh,
GG.
wow, yeah.
And Zain takes map number 1. Pretty comfortably holding that 2-base push there. I don't think we're going to see that again from GamerRichy.
No, yeah. Like I say, again, Zain felt very in control.
Yep.
Like, knew what he was doing. I like the Zealot counterattack. It felt quite committed, you know. Like, he sent a lot of Zealots across, and he maybe could have used some of those to come around the back, but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he sent all those Zealots across the map. It's definitely a good idea. I was just expecting that amount of Zealots to just flank the tank army. And I think either approach would have worked. But very confident from Zain to know that he could sacrifice that much for his army on the other side of the map and still hold at home.
Exactly, because there's that moment where you lose that first Colossus, the second Colossus pops out and dies, and suddenly you've just got a gateway army. There's 3 tanks in good position, and then it's suddenly very scary. So, like, the next game is going to be Side Delta. The players are wasting no time getting into that. Richie is very go kind of guy. He won't be too deterred, I imagine.
No, it was a pretty flawless game from Zain. Like, nothing really went Richie's way. He lost his Reapers and Hellions. The Widowmine drop didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, you know, what Richie wants. His proxy, his hidden backs got scouted immediately.
The mind game didn't go sort of way. But again, Richie didn't hard commit to that kind of mind game. It was like very much a normal build. But he was definitely trying to sell a story. And it'd be interesting to see if he tries to sell a story this time. I kind of want him to try something more aggressive. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't really proxy Rax Marauder very much. And again, Zain is the type of player who's very technical with this kind of stuff.
Actually, before this tournament, sneaked into Zain's DMs and asked him how to hold proxy 2 Axe Marauder because I kept losing to it on ladder and wasn't really sure what to do. And he was just like, just make a Void Ray. Like,
yes, the Void Ray is the... I think Ross, he told Ross that yesterday as well.
Yeah,
And Ross held it. So the Stargate into a Void Ray is... turns out Marauders can't shoot up. They're one weakness.
Good information to know.
Yeah. It's like the old Blizzard information chart where it was like it told you what units were good versus what other units, and it was like the Marauder is weak against Void Ray.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. Alrighty. So, once again, spawning in the top left, it is the green Protoss player. He's gone 1 up already, looking very confident in that first game. It is Zain.
Oh, and oh my god.
Oh, that's
He's
a misclick.
And recalled half his probes. We've all done it. We've all been there. But in a tournament match, that's really quite the blunder to make. In the southeast, in the red, playing Terran. For Red Dragons, it's GamerRichy. Wow, that's such a hilarious mistake.
It's really unfortunate as well that we were just looking at his base as that happened.
We could have so easily missed that.
Yeah. That's something that can happen. You missed it. Richie going for the Reaper wall off here. Okay, nice. Oh, actually, no, the Reaper wall off here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a semi-hidden barracks, right?
Maybe slightly faster Reaper across the map. I don't know. Actually, it's probably slower from here. No.
It is going to be double gas for real this time by GamerRichy.
Yeah, he likes this double gas style. I see him do it all the time.
Yeah.
And again, Terrans have a lot of builds off this, but again, once you start getting to this kind of level of tournament, it stops going about, what can the race possibly do and what does my opponent like to do? And again, I think Zain is quite familiar with a lot of like Richie's style of aggression, so he's not worried about anything too outlandish like Proxy Ghost or Proxy 111, because that's the sort of stuff that Richie doesn't actually do very much. It's more like a stim timing push style like Richie is kind of famous for. But this time, did Richie scout this diligently before?
I don't think he sent an SCV scout.
Oh yeah, Richie likes doing this stuff as well.
That's very annoying. Start for Zain very annoying, not just because a few of his probes weren't mining for a few seconds, but also used the chrono boost start, so he's going to be a probe or 2 behind where he should be. Yeah, the recall isn't. Yeah, it lost a bit of mining time and it used the energy. So that's a difficult one. We are seeing the double gas factory. I expect to see 2 Reapers and a Hellion.
Yep.
Zain going to lose the scouting probe.
Yeah, it can't be helped too much. He didn't get out there quite quick enough. And I would say Richie was really paying attention. The probe was just in vision for a split second, and then he caught it, which you like to see.
I wonder if Richie has any one-base builds from this opening, because the nice thing about this opening is that Zain doesn't know what's going on.
Yes.
He knows that it's double gas. He knows that it's probably a factory, but he doesn't know if there's just going to be an expansion behind this or committed one base all in. And I haven't seen Richie do any committed one base all ins from this opening yet.
Yeah, it feels like you could proxy a factory and then proxy a starport and do a big, I don't know, like tank cyclone or like some sort of liberator. Or what? Basically proxy 1-1-1, yeah. Without the proxy barracks. Okay,
ooh,
the Reapers are going to get caught
play.
here. That's going to be a big issue. Once the Shade finishes, that low health Reaper is going to die. Tries to do the grenade trick to bounce the Adepts as they pop, but...
Only losing one Reaper there, not bad. I thought he might lose both for a second.
Yeah, you have to focus fire really carefully for that. I think one Reaper wasn't damaged at all, so it takes three Adept shots to kill a Reaper, which can be quite tricky. Although he might cut them off here by pure accident. Yeah, as the units come back in, even get some hull damage on this Hellion might be nice. Looks like he wanted
save
to
the SCVs. Okay, well he's going to get both Adepts, but losing 2 SCVs is slightly annoying, especially as they could have been put into that command center and saved.
Oh yeah, because that's not started morphing yet. Yeah.
It's going to be Blink. Was that a bit of lag?
That was a bit of lag,
no, not again.
You were familiar with that.
Mate, I was absolutely molding yesterday.
I do not blame you. That was the tough one. I remember we watched the War Prism, and it was on this map as well. The War Prism fly here and then into a missile. I was like, oh no,
and mate,
please,
he had like a
no.
tank and 3 Marines there, and I had a warp in. I'm just going to drop 2 Archons, warp in 3 DTs, and I'm just going to instantly win the game.
Yeah.
And then the lag spike happens. I was like, no, why? Any other time.
Yeah, I saw him, mate. That was a tough one. Okay, well, the third does get denied here. Probe just went down for Zain, I believe. Yeah. And now he's going to come and shoot that away. However, there is a drop coming in on the top side.
Yeah, I like this. What's in there? 2 Marines? Oh, 4 Marines and a Widow Mine.
Yeah,
okay, that's interesting. Raven and Interference Matrix on the way behind this as well. Not going to be so useful against Zain, who's not going for a Robo Bay yet.
Well, but now we have the drop coming in. Zain does pay attention very quickly. He is able to pull away, only losing 1 probe so far, but a lot of lost mining time. Second probe is going to go down to bait the Widow Mine shot. Richie isn't able to pull it up in time, but he does get all the units out of there, so yeah.
Yeah, great reaction by Zain there. He pulled his probe so fast. Only losing 2 probes there when your army's out in the middle of the map is very good indeed.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we are seeing, like say, again, both players having very fine control, not committing too hard into each other, but like say, being able to like just trade tit for tat here.
Richie going up to 5 racks again. I wonder if he's going to 2-base all in once more. It's slightly different flavor this time with that Interference Matrix on the Raven. Maybe anticipating Zain going for an early Colossus.
Well, yeah, but Colossus aren't quite on the menu
it's really not.
In fact, where are the gateways, though? I feel like there should be a gateway explosion or some sort of tech by now.
Zain has a lot of minerals in the bank right now. I don't really know what he's
this is
doing.
Unusual. The Raven did come in here. I'm not sure if it dropped an auto turret or harass. But yeah, I kind of expect to see an explosion of gateway. Okay, there's the Robo Bay. And the gate. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go.
At once.
I actually think there's a 5 racks timing here. It could be really scary by the time it comes across. I don't know if the Colossus will actually be out, or there'll be just 1 Colossus and there'll be Interference Matrix. And again, I don't know if this is just my bias here, but I feel like Richie should pull the SCVs if he's going to do it.
Very nice micro, saving those Marines by Richie there. Did F2 in the meantime.
I was about to say, was this an F2? Yeah. Though actually Zain spots it and is maybe trying to chase it down, or really that might be just a rally.
Lose this. It's rallying into the Stalkers.
Oh no!
Don't do it.
Oh, though by fate. Oh no, he's looking for it. He's looking for it. I don't think he gets it with 4 Stalkers. 2 volleys isn't enough.
He can put down some panic auto turrets. I'm actually surprised Zain didn't blink onto it though. It seems like such a juicy target.
It is, and it's got a lot of energy as well. So it's like it's really tempting. Richie once again trying to spot an observer, but once again it's just out of range.
And now Zain sees Richie move out, and Zain's going to blink into the main base here. And is Richie going to turn around? No, he is not. Turns around a few units, which I think is a smart decision.
Yeah. You got to keep going pressure across the map, force the Protoss to come home. There was a 3rd base queued here, but it got cancelled. However, this push is looking quite scary. First Colossus isn't out.
If he gets a Robo, that would be massive.
Okay, we do have a lot here, and this is the charge. Guardian Shield
nice
and
anti-armor missile.
The battery here's got a lot of work to do. We still have battery overcharge in this patch, thankfully. Okay, actually not a huge amount of bio here, but
again,
yeah,
these
good
setups
trade.
are very damaged actually, and these Marines are going to do a lot, but now Big Daddy
Oh,
Colossus
Big Daddy Colossus gets F2'd in!
Oh no, that's an absolute disaster. The sentry's going down as well. I think Richie might just take game number 2.
Yeah, the Stalkers are now home. They've walked all the way back across the map. A lot of this bio is getting red, but
goodness,
there's so much
done
DPS here. He's absolutely breaking the back of this third base. And another shield barrier, but there's just no units here. Where's the DPS? And pulling the probes in order to fight into the absolute meat grinder.
Enough. All the probes are going down, and GamerRichy is gonna make it 1-1. I don't believe it. That Colossus had so much potential. Just a bunch of injured Marines.
Yeah, a pure Marine and one Cyclone down there.
GG. It's 1-1, and we have a series.
We have a series indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna say really surprised. I don't know, like I say, where the attention was, or if, like I say, little bits of Faraz went wrong here and there, but.
I mean, it's always awkward, right? When your Colossus pops at the natural and your army's at the third base, you want to have your army together, you want an A move, but if you keep the Colossus isolated in the natural, Richie can just go up and kill it. But if you try to move it to the third base, it's going to get killed on the way.
I think Richie wasn't quite sure if or where the Colossus was, and then, like say, he basically got it on a rally, which is pretty unfortunate. But again, like little cracks from Zain there, you know that these are avoidable.
He looked very mortal.
Yeah, exactly. The recall at the start, like say, the control was mostly fine, but then that sort of thing. And again, I think the Robo Bay was late, or the gates were late. Like say, it felt like 5:30 is really like, all right, either an explosion of gates or a forge and a Robo Bay or something like that, and it was just like 5:40, 5:50. It was like, what are we doing here?
Did Zain get his third base cancelled in that game, or was it just?
It was just a deny. I think the probe got sniped, but I think that was it.
Yeah, I think that really slowed Zain down a bit. Not only was his third a bit late, it also meant his tech and his extra gates were a bit late. He was just
and there was the the Marine Widow Mine drop, which didn't do a bunch of damage, but it did force some delayed mining time. These things do really add up. And again, attention as well.
One thing I do really want to compliment Richie on for that game, by the way, is when he moved out with his army and the Stalkers came into his main, he didn't overreact, but more importantly, he also didn't underreact. He just took, I think, a Marauder and a few Marines, stemmed them back, knew that concussive shells would do a number on those Stalkers, and he wouldn't need to drag much of his army back, and he could still go across the map with a bulk of his force. And that really ended up winning him the game.
Yeah, exactly. A very, very crisp decision-making in the moment there, because so many Terrans, and again, this is why a War Prism or like Blinkstalkers like that in PvT can be a nightmare for Terran, because they F2 everything back, and then their maybe even crisp timing that they did have ready is like a minute late or something, and that makes all the difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if Richie attacks 30 seconds later there,
I don't think
he's not going to win the game.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, we are going to be going into game number 3 in this best of 5 series. And he is known as the mysterious, elusive god. However, in that last game, he did look mortal. Still 1-1 in this matchup. It is Zain.
And in the northeast of Alcini, in the red, bringing it level, it's GamerRichy.
Yeah, spoiling the red trunks, and that's got to be a confidence booster for him, right? He's got in, he did what he wanted to do, the plan went successfully. Now the real interesting thing is, does he do it again?
Well, he's got 5 racks in both games.
He's just this is the PvG build.
Yeah, maybe that is just what he's gonna do. I still think he's gonna mix it up. But
I mean, again, I highlighted it that we saw the shadow of the CC. Like he was going to start a CC on the third, and then it got delayed because he blinked something. I'm not sure why it got cancelled. So, but it looked like he intended to start a CC on the low ground during that push out. But generally 5 racks, I don't want to say it's completely all in, but it's quite committed normally.
Yeah. Definitely need to get some damage done with it.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm going to poke with the army and then if there's Colossus, walk back. He was going to commit and try and kill stuff. Lovely.
Well, Zain will be very happy that he hasn't recalled his workers
to
his base this
Well, we
time.
weren't.
He might have. But
he's still got the energy. I want to see this. You do the reap wall every game, don't you, as well? Yeah.
I think it's just like one less thing to think about.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I like to reap wall here. so that they can't.
And it makes it harder for them to scout the dark shrine.
That's yeah. Well, the problem is that you only have 2 pylons. You have one here and then one here, and so you always have to put like the dark shrine here, don't you? Yeah. I did it when we were casting your games. I don't know if you watched back the cast or not.
I did not.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, and he's going to put a dark shrine right here.
How did you know?
Exactly.
Have you seen the back of my laptop?
No, I haven't seen the back of your laptop.
Yeah, there's a Protoss symbol on it, and it says, watch out for Dark Temple.
Does it actually? That's so good. That is very you. What do we have here? We have the Reaper here.
Hello, GamerRichy is 3 racks in.
Oh, we weren't paying attention. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Yes, fantastic. Okay, so he's going to switch it up. Very strong build. I'm interested to see. Like, again, Zain's scouting is really impeccable on these things.
Yep.
One of the things that is know about this, for all the Protoss players out there who are probably better than me anyway, is that you can sometimes tell by how many SCVs are on the low ground at a certain point, because they don't take a second gas, so they end up maynarding more SCVs down there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Raza taught me that trick, actually.
That is very interesting. This Adept needs to be a bit careful here.
Hey, he's
going to come back and trading the Adept for 2 Marines and an SCV building the command center. I think it's reasonable.
And he's doing it again. He's going to try and get the Reaper.
Lose the Reaper. Oh, Shade.
Nah, the Shade's on cooldown, yeah. But now it's not. Okay, but now I think, this should...
He's going to lose the Adept here.
Oh, yeah, he had to cancel thing. Does he get the Reaper? No, he doesn't.
Okay, this is a really good start for Richie. Now with both Adepts down and really no information gained for Zain, he has no idea that it's going to be a 3-racks. That being said, he's going up to 3 gates, and I think 3-gate Blink, I imagine, is pretty good against this.
Yeah, I think you can technically hold it with 2-gate Blink, so I think 3-gate Blink is makes it a bit more solid. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if Zain has any special tricks to glean extra information from there, but that whole trick about seeing the extra SCVs obviously doesn't work. If you delay the CC and there's no workers they're mining anyway, it's much more ambiguous. So interesting to see, but I'm sure the Stalkers... Oh, sorry, I thought I had them stuck. I'm sure the Stalkers will be quite active, and he's going to be looking for whether there's a hint of a factory unit or not. Is this going to be the Musty special where he moves across with just 8 Marines? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's just holding the round. He's holding the
Musty special. Good scout by the Reaper, by the way. It did go down, but it did scout the 3 gates and the Twilight Council blinking.
Yes,
so
huge,
Richie will know exactly what he's up against here. A Prism on the way for Zain. He's going to look to get aggressive, and these Stalkers need to be very careful if they go up this ramp to the north. They go up.
Did they see it? No, they can't. Won't have seen it. Okay,
they could get caught out here. Stim's about to finish.
Yeah, no, well, you don't want to recall, though, because you actually want to delay this army with the Stalkers.
Yep.
I also want to see a shield battery here right now.
Yep. And if you force out a Stim, there's no medevacs out, right? So if you force out a Stim...
That's true, that is actually really
the Terran army has to go home. It can't keep going across the map, needs to be very careful
there's
here.
One, there's 2 Marines.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Richie just stim a small part of his army if Zain does get a bit too ambitious.
But look at this, the Prism coming across. He wants to say, you want to attack me? I can attack you. And again, there's no third for Zain here, right? So that makes the 3-racks much less dangerous because you haven't invested the 400 minerals into a Nexus that can't fight.
Yeah.
And so in defense, you can just fight your natural. There are 4 Stalkers warping in, but there was not at the thing. Yeah, Zain's like, it's not worth it. I need to make sure I can crush and defend this push.
Okay, so he does use the Stim and sees no third base.
No battery, though. I wanted this battery sooner.
Yeah, that battery is so late, and these Stalkers are not going to take a good trade, I think, against this bio. The battery's finishing up. It is going to get
Stim runs out, though, so... Yeah. And Stims again, though.
This is a good enough trade. You know, he does get a few Stalkers.
Yeah, constant warping does help that. Oh, but the third on the low ground, you greedy Terran!
That is very greedy.
I hate Terrans that do this. Just because we have to do it doesn't mean you have to do it, alright? But he might not get the cancel.
No, he won't get the cancel. The rest of the Stalkers are coming across the map, though. And now into the main as well. This is going to be very annoying for Richie to deal with. He does not have a big army supply. These Stalkers need to be careful. Richie is going to stim a lot of marauders in this army.
And he did pick up the 3 Stalkers from the main.
Okay.
There was only a few. So again, very calm. Yeah, very calm and collected sort of thing. That's a fight that you can easily lose one side for both players, actually, if you're not paying attention. Because the control in this kind of small skirmish Blink Stalker versus Bio is really huge, you know. Got to make sure you stim. You know,
but the tech is so late. The factory's only now just finishing up. I don't know if Richie can survive here.
Oh, forces another stim, and he just disengages. And he's like, all right, do it.
He can't stim forever. I think Zain's just going to win the game with this group of stalks. If he blinks forward there, I actually think he might just have enough.
Maybe. Yeah, he's now rotating around between the Natrons that he wants to catch any reinforcing units that are coming out. And again, once again, Blink's away. Quite liberal with the Blinks, but that's fine because now he is taking his own third. That's up and running.
The work count is pretty good for Richie. Equal on workers when you're on 3 orbital commands is very good for Terran.
Good for Terran, yeah. Okay, the War Prism is now going in. It's going to drop 3 Adepts in, which is going to be really annoying as the Stalkers engage over here. Stalkers only engage temporarily as they pull back. Adepts are doing work, now getting 4-5 workers. The Stalkers are still rotating around, causing constant attention needed from Richie. The bunker is not being repaired. He's too busy dealing with the War Prism in the main. Bunker goes down at the 3rd.
Good army split by Richie once again, though. Defends the 3rd, defends the main. Did lose 5 SCVs, but honestly, not too bad.
Yeah, but the Adepts didn't actually die. They are now back again. And again, Zain is very meticulous with this micro again.
I hate this so much. I see Terrans do this so often, where they just attack units with their SCVs. Like, why didn't you just move them away? Like, we could have lost 5 SCVs there, but instead we lost 13. Like, it really I think it's lazy.
It's the curse of SCVs being like a good unit to pull in certain situations.
Exactly.
They're just like, just fight.
Oh,
did the Prism go down?
No.
No, where is it?
It's in the corner, no?
I assume it is, but I can't actually. Oh, yeah. So I couldn't actually get to see it. Just wanted to make sure.
There is a missile turret in that main base now. The Prism is going to hop back in. There's a tank. And Marines.
Yeah, okay, this is like really shut down. But look at how many resources. We've got like we've got a small bit of pack of bio, we got a sea tank, and we had a missile turret to go up just to stop this from being annoying.
Richie was supply block during all that as well. Had 2 supply depots finish up and immediately supply block him again. And this is a big stim forward. I do not think there's an army Richie can face with 2 Colossus in it now. The tank is on siege.
Yeah, and now the SCV is once again being pulled into battle here. Not a good decision as 15 go down.
And 2-1.
Yeah, there we go. And we again really see what I like to call the real technical control of Zain there. Like I say, just goes, I've got a War Prism, I've got a 2. He plays like a Terran sometimes, right? You know? He plays like a really good control-based Terran. Based Protoss.
I think the 3 racks was an odd decision to make against someone who's just doing 2 or 3 gate blink.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like the kind of build that's going to work unless the Protoss makes a really big mistake with their blink stalkers, which I don't think Zain is going to.
Yeah. I think 3 racks is a great build if you think you're the better player.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, I'm a couple hundred MMR higher than this guy, I can probably just like crack him with this.
I think
that's great. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of 3 racks, we're playing Ghost River, which is the shortest rush distance in the map pool. If I'd expected a 3 racks, would have been on this map.
Yeah, for sure. I really wonder if Richie has something special planned for this map.
Yeah.
It is a best of 5, so with a 9-map pool, if you're going to veto Dynasty and Post-Youth, and then probably Crimson Court, that only really leaves 1 veto left. So it's pretty likely that we're going to be seeing Ghost River quite a lot today. Yeah.
Which is good. A bit of map variety, even if the players don't like it. It's good for the stream. So interesting to see if we see anything else kind of aggressive, or whether we see Zain go on the aggressive. We never really see him cheese, and you can't really cheese much versus Terran. But I'm wondering...
yeah, I think it's very unlikely that we're going to see Zain do anything different. I think it's going to be 2 or 3 gate blink. I think he's pretty content to just react to whatever Richie's throwing at him.
And again, it's such a solid opening. And Zain really has explored all the nooks and crannies with what to do versus 1 gas, what to do versus 2 gas, what to do if they build this. You know, so again, he's really comfortable in the matchup. And we're going to be loading into game number 3. In fact, the game is going. And production, can we get a switch over to the game, please? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, lovely. And it was
2-1 to Zain.
Hello, what can I do? 2-1. There we go. Best of 5. Alrighty, yeah. Yeah, no, like I say, interesting game. I'm looking forward to the potential finale of this series. I should probably do an intro. Man, I'm a fan of In Control with not wanting to do the intro.
Not an intro enjoyer? I am an intro enjoyer, to be honest. Not because, I need to know what color they are and where they are on the map. But I think it's just a nice...
It's a nice, like, formality, yeah.
It's hype, I think.
It is hype, especially in, like, a finals or something like that. Yeah, no, I am big for it on that.
We don't quite have a massive Epic fan crowd here yet, but...
No. For the stage final, actually, to be fair, the one reason I am disappointed for not casting the stage final is that I don't get to do the intros and I don't get to do the last minute kind of, where, as the winning player is about to win the tournament. I want to have that moment,
That is hype.
Because I did it with Figaro when Figaro won versus AC.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I liked my participation in popping up on that, right?
Yeah.
But it was also a complete wash of a final.
It was. It wasn't the best final.
So it wasn't even like the big hype moment.
Where is Richie's barracks today? It's behind the middle line.
Yeah.
2 gas as well. Is this probe going to venture?
Oh, he actually doesn't see it.
That's really
wow,
funny.
that's actually a cute little spot. Yeah, because he doesn't see it. And now,
Zain really should have seen that.
yeah.
It's a bit lazy to not check the whole
I
thing
think
there.
Seeing the SCV scout as well, I think he's like, he probably knows that it's not that far.
Yeah, I'm really surprised.
He didn't check this corner either, so I don't think he's that worried about it.
I don't really understand how Zain just doesn't build a Zealot here. Like, if this was a proxy Rax and the Reaper was proxied, Zain would surely just lose a couple probes.
Potentially. And this SCV really is a long way from home as well. So.
It is. I think we could be seeing a starport.
What tragedy would it be if Zain ends up finding like a proxy factory because he's looking for a proxy barracks that he should have scouted? And if anything, it's going to be proxy starport. Yeah, there it is.
Does he see that?
Please.
I don't know. He might just narrowly miss it again,
Zain, the sniffer dog, he's out here. Can't find it. He knows something is up.
Oh my god, it's going to be so close.
I don't think he sees it.
I don't think he sees it.
No, he does not see it.
Okay.
Damn, a pixel.
So I think this is going to be a Liberator. This Adept's getting a little frisky here. Trying to get a Reaper.
It got it! It got it! What?
Blizzard? Hello?
It like teleported as it fired, and then the shot came from here and took like a second to hit it. That was fantastic.
It is going to be a Liberator. Yes. Okay. And then we see a Cyclone in production as well. So presumably just going to tap the front, keep the Stalkers occupied while Liberator flies in and tries to get a few probes.
Oh, this probe has been everywhere as well. He knows something is up. And this side, he's scouting really carefully. But yeah, and didn't do it on that other side. He didn't check down here either, which would be another like prime location for a proxy. Okay, did that Adept go down now?
Coming as well? Is that actually on purpose, or is that just a miss rally? It looks like he's bringing it to repair the Cyclone.
Maybe. I love it. If he starts building a missile turret here, I'd laugh.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Right, it's going to come down to whether Zain pulls his probes quickly. Was that a little lag spike
there? That was a little lag spike there. Again, the Observer just misses.
The Obs misses it. And then it comes into the main.
Okay,
the pool
quick reaction.
Is very quick. He's only going to lose one probe.
Whoa! Man, that's like some Grandmaster bullshit there, right? Isn't it? Like, that never happened to me. I'd see it, I'd fall, and I still lose a 5
workers. Yeah. Okay, Liberator.
Into the dead zone.
Get out of there.
Oh, and we are going for the Tech Lab Banshee play, or maybe a Raven for a follow-up push.
I'd like to see Cloak Banshee.
Yeah, nothing's coming out of it, so...
Tech Lab
for the
aesthetic.
Empty, yeah. Okay, I like that. What is going on here? Anyway.
It is Banshee.
It is going to be the Banshee. Okay, lovely. We do see the regathering of Richie's forces over his side of the map, repairing the Hellion. So again, he knows this is like a scrappy low-eco game at the moment.
Yep.
So he wants to make sure that every unit is
really nice positioning on this Liberator here. You can't actually hit it unless you're in the zone with the Stalkers. Yeah. Just wait until that Liberator
has a wider zone.
Bigger than the natural base itself.
Unbelievable.
And here comes Richie with a really interesting push. Amalgamation of different units here. A few SCVs in there as well. The Observer sees everything.
Yeah, I think that the Liberator staying alive is actually so frustrating because you have to mentally be aware of it.
Yeah.
But you need to be here pushing and stopping this.
Yeah. These tanks are getting in a good position here. All the Adepts go down. These tanks are going to be able to siege up.
I think you super battery and you just go.
Banshee as well in the mix.
Yeah,
so
and
awkward.
now the Liberator
Banshee
come
goes
back
down.
in.
This is a really nice push by Richie.
Yeah, Colossus
Battery
is
overcharge
out.
now, and the tanks are going to need to target that Colossus, and they do. The Stalkers are all going down. There's going to be nothing to kill the Banshee here, and the Colossus barely gets out of there. Both tanks go down.
Wow, really, really crisp decision making
another tank now, and the
We're
bunker's
still
gonna
not mining
up.
from the main though. That's a really important thing. This is not a one base all in either. So again, Zain really needs that extra mining from the main base. But he's so preoccupied with dealing with it. So, Scan goes down to the thing. There is no cloak. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, no cloak on the way. So the Observer actually isn't necessary, but it's so helpful to see where your opponent's army is. And that, because the Banshee can actually fly around into the main. It's not going to because of the Liberator. Oh, the Liberator's gone.
I think it's going to be really tough for Zain to break out of. Often when you want to break out of these sieged up positions, you want like a lot of charge looks or something, but they're not in sight at all. There's going to be 2 Colossus, which aren't that helpful against 2 tanks and 2 bunkers. I mean, what are the Colossus even going to shoot at? And 2 Banshees as well. I really like this for GamerRichy.
I think you can hold position here. You can rebuild a pylon back further. The Nexus is not in danger yet. So you can actually buy a lot of time for this. Super battery is up again, so he's just going to go.
The super battery's unpowered. The pylon went down and the battery's not doing anything. And now the tanks are just going to rip through this Protoss force. And GamerRichy has surely done it here. A massive mistake by Zain.
Oh, wow. We are in a real tight series here as Richie looks to be securing game number 4 here, taking it to a game 5. However, Zain wants to fight on. He doesn't want to give up on this map just yet.
But what can Zain even do here? An Immortal on the way is helpful, but there's just so much Terran here. And behind this, I mean, look at the production tab.
Yeah, there's
Richie with Stim and combat shields on the way. He is
once this gets
absolutely
done,
cooking.
Yeah, once this upgrade gets done, this army here becomes way more aggressive and even more deadly. Okay,
really nice build.
Oh, and again, you see the repair on the unit. This is so smart.
I love it. One Banshee being sent into the main, seeing if it can get anything done.
Okay, I like this. Zealot run by or Zealot flank?
Slow Zealots can actually pack a lot of a punch here.
Yeah.
And if this had been a play from Zain the last time he tried to break it, maybe he would have a chance, but I think it might be too little too late now. Charge is done. In come the Zealots.
Here we
These
go.
bunkers
One final
are going to hold strong. Is it enough?
Immortal focus firing the tanks, but it had to move in order to get there. The second tank doesn't go down. We once again have super barrier, but I don't know if it's enough to hold. The Colossus is being focus fired, but it is being healed. He is able to go back, but this is such an expensive trade for Zain, and he still does not break the position.
That tank went down into red health and just managed to survive, and now Richie repairing it. 2 tanks again, a forward bunker going down, and these batteries are falling. And with that, I think any hope of Zain being able to break out of this position is quickly diminishing.
Like I say, now that Stim and combat is done, he's just pushing forward. He's now putting a lot of pressure on the Nexus. Colossus does get a few big swipes in, but there's no super barrier again to heal her. Last-ditch effort with the charge shots that are coming in here, but there's just not enough.
It's going to be 2-2 between these two, all going down to map number 5. This is very exciting. Richie showing some weaknesses in Zain's play here. He's made a couple crucial errors in this series, and it's really cost him.
Yeah, exactly. We do have one final Immortal, but I just don't think we can ever touch the tanks.
Yep.
If it was just the Bio and the Banshees, like you could like stop your Nexus from going down, I think. But yeah, with this much forces, I just don't think it's possible. In fact, the tank's not even firing in this final fight as the natural Nexus goes down. The army fights, the probes are being pulled. And I think that's going to be all she wrote for game number 4. I feel like we've said this 5 times.
Saying with a bum's GG timing here. There it is, GG. Yeah. And it's 2-2. GamerRichy levels it up once more with a very interesting, not all in, but a very aggressive build. A mix of Banshees, a Liberator, tanks, Marines, bunkers.
Yeah, a bit of everything. And I really do wonder, like, if Zain had any idea what was going on before the Liberator showed up. Because I think he was a little bit confused. He knew something was up, but I don't know if it was because he thought the barracks was missing or whether he just anticipated a proxy on the map but then didn't find it.
Made a lot of sense for Richie to do that on Ghost River as well. As you said, short rush distance.
Yes.
And once you get that position with the tanks, life's going to be very hard for Zain.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what you said was right, is that the battery being unpowered, like that, may have made the difference. There was also the Immortal, and again, Zain did a very good job to target fire the tanks, but because they were so spread out, it target fired here, and then it had to walk. And that walk distance, like, you can't help it, but it just didn't. It was that one less shot it got off.
Yeah.
Like, it might have made a big difference.
I would love to see that fight again if the battery wasn't unpowered.
I
actually think it would have been so close.
Yeah. That was the moment. And
what a great series here for game 1 of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got plenty of series to come today. I can't remember how we do it. If we're doing 5 or 6 today before the grand finals. Grand finals is going to be at 9 p.m. tonight. We're going to be on the stage here at EPIC Land. We're going to be getting the players all ready, and looking forward to the big stage final. Everyone orders pizza in. And
definitely be several Domino's orders on the go, I'd imagine. Who do you have in the final? If you had to guess the final right now.
I still think it's going to be like Gerald. I don't know whether Eber or Risky.
It's a really tough one. I think we're all pretty in agreement Gerald's going to be in the final, but.
It is like who's going to be the challenger to Gerald here.
I think Gerald Risky is
because Risky obviously has tons of experience here. He has a good record in tournament versus Eber, even though Eber is, I think, generally around the higher MMR slightly.
Eber definitely plays the game more than Risky.
Exactly. But in head to head, Risky is better, and then like Patty Mac is a bit more of an unknown because. We're not downplaying the NA players, but he's an NA player.
I love that from Richie, by the way, in the chat. Just before the game started, he said, good luck, great series, ! He's enjoying it. He's pumped up for it. I'm sure he's absolutely loving the end of that game 4.
These two are both mind wizard players. They love to get into their opponent's head and sort of do that. But Zain does it more in game. Zain is the type of player who gets into your head by going, oh, I'm only going to play sentries versus you. And Richie's the type of player to get into your head by going, oh yeah, this is a great series, isn't it? When it's like the he's just won 2 maps and then really in cheeky ways. He knows what he's doing.
He does.
All right, well, you know what? I've got the hype in me, so let's do it. Do you want to do Zain? Or
you go for it.
All right. Spawning in the bottom left, one of the Protoss hopes for this tournament. Actually, we've got a lot of Protoss hopes in this tournament. One of the long-standing Protoss players in the UK. He's showing a great series here today. Can he wrap it up? It is Zain.
And in the northeast, after leveling the series twice, we're on map number 5 here in the red, playing Terran for Red Dragons. It's GamerRichy.
Yeah, and we briefly mentioned this earlier when we were just talking casually about the maps, but this is Dynasty, so it looks like a fairly normal map with a normal natural and a normal third, but what it actually has is a pocket gold base.
Okay, I'm so intrigued as to how Zain is going to choose to play on this map, because this just looks like hell to me. If you take the gold base, the Terran can just make literally any unit and put it behind those gold minerals, and you just cannot mine. So I wonder if Zain, he is not going to take the gold base.
I agree. I think it's a bait to go for the gold. And again, unless you have a specific charge lot all in or something you can really do with the extra minerals. And in that a charge lot all in Protoss versus Terran is kind of the equivalent of the 3 racks, right? Where it's like, I think I'm better than you, and I think you'll just crack. And I think Zain and Richie now respect each other enough to know that they're going to do it. But Richie thinks he can use the minerals.
Seems so much better for the Terran than for the Protoss. But we'll see. I find it hard to believe that either of these players have much experience playing on this map at all.
Yes.
I think it's very unlikely that they've played a lot of games on it. It seems that almost everyone on ladder has it vetoed. So
it's interesting because we don't know how much Zain plays or sort of thing like that. So he might have more experience than we know.
Yeah.
Richie is a bit of a ladder lord.
Sick shade.
Oh, that was good. Okay. Doesn't get the second shot. Paying attention. Richie does play a lot on ladder, and he's very open to finding stuff on maps. If he sees a Terran player abusing the gold, he'll learn how to abuse it. Yeah.
Ooh, look at this. 2 Hellions being reacted out here.
Oh yeah, this looks like. Is he trying to make it look like the? Oh wait, no. Did he actually open up 2 gas? I didn't pay attention.
I didn't.
He might have opened up 2 gas and then he's doing. But he didn't do reactor Hellion, did he?
No, he kind of opened up 2 gas. His expansion's finished. He must have.
Interesting. And now going into the Widow Mine behind it. Only singular. I don't know if that was a money issue he had at the time. He has enough money now. Yeah, there it is. Those died. And he wants to make sure...
That Adept was poking at the gold minerals here, and Richie's going to try to chase it down.
Yeah, did he see it? Yeah, he has seen it, yeah.
Okay, so interesting. Maybe the two Hellion and Reaper opening is just to defend against Adepts poking at your gold base.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, and Zain again has once again reacted with a battery and a semi-wall off, which is needed.
Yep.
But yeah, there's more pressure on him this time to not just let Richie mine for free. But again, this is exactly how he did it before in game number 1, I think it was.
Really interesting to see how 3-gate blink goes here, because there's a lot of license feed for 4-gate blink.
Wait, is this just for a wall? Oh no, this is just for a wall off, I think.
Yeah, I think it is just for a wall off.
He's checking around here.
Looks like he's
trying
to take third.
Interesting. He knows. I think this is, again, for a temporary wall off, because he knows that some sort of drop or liberate or something is coming in.
And that probe is very, very well positioned here. Richie just decides to not go in.
Yeah,
he knows the player is going to say he's going to be paying attention.
Yeah, I didn't think Richie would react to that quickly. Interesting to see if we see this get finish or not. No, there's the cancel. And the cancel and the re-wall, Zain still knows exactly what's up there. Yes, get the Hellion. That's so nice. Blink is 10 seconds away, so he can always blink behind this wall as well.
Drop recirculating to the north here. It looks like it's going to go in for that natural base.
As Richie, you don't mind this, because if this was on a normal map, it's like, oh, I kind of want my harassment. But you've got a gold base.
Yeah.
But again, it's about whether does Richie have a follow-up that can abuse that? You know, can he do something with it? Now we do finally see the drop committing in. Units not in position. Zain very quick to react, almost too quick.
Almost too quick.
Yeah. Actually, you kind of want to let them make the Terran do it. And lazy with him. Okay, there you go. Come back.
Please be careful. The Stalkers have blink, and the medevac will just get out there, and will now drop in the main.
There we go.
Okay, denying some mining at least.
Yeah, actually very annoying to play against this.
What's going on the other side of the map here? Stalkers picking off a couple units.
Yeah.
Widowmine borrowed at the gold base. Zain taking a very odd third base here.
Yeah, did
really scared of that gold.
No.
Nothing's really. Observer once again in a good position for Zain. Does move out of there.
Yeah, and Zain's getting his own third up, so he's understanding of the situation. He knows that this base is here. He kind of just accepted going. To attack into this might be more of a bait than to just let it be. I do think that means.
How many racks are we on here?
4 or 5. Hang on. There goes
structures. 4, I think.
Yeah, it is 4.
4 and so a third command center going down.
I guess you can handle 4 with the extra gold minerals.
Yeah,
that's the adaptation, you know. And then you go for a...
This is rough, though. The tank's in a good position, but Zain just blink straight forward onto it. And this is absolutely massive for Zain. This could be game-winning. Stim's not done yet. Unit's going to come down here.
Yeah,
and the Stalkers can just blink out now. 5 SCVs, a tank, and a few Marines. Going up to 7 SCVs.
Wow, yeah, that just poke back in is huge. So good. Yeah. And again, you're not here.
Yeah.
Zain, go back in.
Yeah, he really could.
Okay, yeah.
Get sniped.
And that's going to be the trigger. It's like, all right, your whole army's at the natural now? Okay, we can just stand here. But he doesn't want to commit too much. Again, you have to kite the army coming across the map.
Yeah.
And Zain understands the priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, Zain could have just blinked into the natural there, but would he really have got that much more damage done? And
and it would lead to a base race.
To this army at home. This is so good for Zain, though.
Yeah, again, so long as he doesn't let the Stalkers get caught like this, he does want to blink forward to get in. Probably a battery here. Oh my god, Zain, why are your batteries so late?
Only one tank in the army. It's not a big stim here. And the Stalkers take a big fight. The tank gets saved by the medevac, and this is a terrible fight by Zain. He's lost so many Stalkers. Shield battery overcharge is going to save him for now, I think. Good micro by Richie. There's a lot of biohits. 45 army supply to 24. Is Richie going to pull off a massive upset here in the first round of the winner bracket?
He's feeling good right now. The momentum is on his side. He's feeling pumped. He really wants to get this third Nexus. This third Nexus might secure the game. However, Zain knows he needs to fight tooth and nail. The bio is starting to...
It's so close. It's so close. One Zealot left. It's going to go down. 3 more warping in.
The third Nexus is going to live as this attack does get repelled. Again, there's always so much there. He's going to start lifting individual units. Knows he has to get back out now. And again, feeling quite pressured. Oh, okay.
Wow. What an engagement.
And look how tight the supply is. Almost dead
but
even.
Look at the army supply. The reinforcements of Richie are going to be a really scary second wave with +1 here.
The supply is really similar, but the workers is like 30 different. And that's where
Richie
all the supply is. He's actually super
now.
Committed now.
And I think he could.
The Colossus, big daddy Colossus coming in.
Big. Force fields could be huge here. The sentry's not being used. 2 force fields go down. They're far too late. All the sentries go down.
Okay, super battery is off cooldown. He's focused firing the Colossus. The Colossus is going to go down, but another warping is just aligned in time. Blink forward, gets a medevac, and I think he's done it. I think he's managed to hold.
Oh my goodness. Zain holds.
Absolutely intense game number 5. Zain delivers the pressure, barely holds, and is now pushing it back.
Wow.
We were nearly ready to call that.
That was an absolutely crazy engagement by these two. And now Zain pushing across the map. A 4th command center on the way. It's a bit of a dream for Richie, who's now struggling. Okay,
actually quite a bit of bio come back in.
Here. He's going to be able to defend. This game's not over yet.
It's not over just yet. Again, the army supplies are quite even. It's just that the
worker count is rough, but keep in mind, Richie doesn't have the gold. Because there's
oh my god, a stalker.
Stopping him mining.
That's so smart,
Some Zeniths getting cleared up by Richie's army here, though.
Yeah, some Zeniths are running by. Even if they distract the army and just force it to stay at home for a bit, that's quite good. Because every second is a good second for Zain. Every time if he can get another Colossus out, if he can get more Stalkers, if he can get a shield battery, he's got overcharge, every second is a good second. Recalls, I love it. There's going to be these Stalkers over here, yeah.
Richie can now mine from that gold again. He does have 4 command centers, so if Richie doesn't lose his whole army here, he can stay alive in this game. Needs to be so careful. This army's tiny. I think he should just go home.
Yeah.
With the mine looking for a big hit. Gets a decent hit on the Zealots. Liberator is going to go down. And Richie's going to be forced to pack up and leave.
Yeah, pack up and go home. And now Zain is getting stronger and stronger. Getting now taking his gold on the correct side where you get the rich gas Vespian. You only you can only mine this if you mine it on this side. You do get a regular one here, which I didn't realise. Huh, yep. I thought there was no one here. Oh, okay, but meanwhile, Zain is chasing the army down.
Zain. I think Zain's just going to take game number 5 here. What a series between these two. The tank has jumped on
there
GG.
You go. GG, well played. What a great series that was.
Absolutely brilliant series between these two.
Yeah,
wow.
It was fantastic stuff. Really liked seeing that. A really close game number 5 there.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Richie had a very good chance to win it. Zain barely holding on there. I think if Zain loses the 3rd,
yeah, that was it.
It might just be game over, but even then, I'm not sure.
And there was actually a lot of damage that was put onto the 3rd. He right-clicked onto the 3rd, and I wonder maybe he should have kept fighting because Zain, I don't know, Zain always had to fight. I don't know, it's tough, but then by targeting the Nexus, you force the Protoss to fight with smaller numbers, which then makes it a better fight. So it's a really delicate, fine balance.
Yeah. And one thing Zain did there at the 3rd base was he built 2 batteries, one at the front, which went down pretty quickly, but he had that 1 battery in the mineral line that was sufficiently far back that he could overcharge it safely, and it was not in threat of going down.
Yes,
and like just a little thing like that, like a battery placement, kept him alive.
Yeah, that's exactly it, because he had the 2nd battery that was more forward, as you just mentioned. But yeah, it was that back battery that actually stayed alive and managed to actually output some amount of healing. I'm going to ask Zain if he wants to do a winners interview.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want winners interview?
I'm going to see if I can see him. He is standing by GamerRichy right now, so he might not.
I actually want to just go back right quickly. I just want to make sure to see if we missed anything. So hang on. How do I get the timeline up in this view? I can never remember.
I have absolutely
It's like Shift T or no, it's not Shift T. Okay. Just going to go back. Is it Shift N? No. Oh, yeah, that's that one. Because here... When did this... Yeah, so this happened. Yeah, well, thanks for coming back to the game. We're just doing a quick replay analysis here. So this 3rd goes down, but this 3rd doesn't die, does it?
No, I don't think so, but Richie did
have an
pick up this
3rd
and put it back into his main base.
Yes, okay.
Which feels like a bit of a overreaction.
Agreed. But then later on, here is there's an orbital. It's not a command.
I think he flies it back.
It's a command. Oh, so he did the Richie lift. I didn't even realise. Zain has walked away from the screen. Wow. We'll go and grab him. Do you want me to go grab him?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll go grab him. Hang on. I'll be right back.
All right. Keep talking to the screen. Oh, of course. What a game 5 we just had here. So this command center did come back. This was actually Richie's 4th command center by the looks of it. see this game so even here in the spending. Actually, a really crazy game. I'm really surprised that Zain opted to take this third base, because it makes sense that he doesn't want to take the gold in its normal location. We saw how dangerous this location was, but it's really interesting to me that he took this forward one, and it allowed Richie to commit such a powerful attack into this location. Here we have Zain coming over right now, our winner of this round one map. Stand up for us. How was that? Production could come back to the screen. Wow, what a series, Zain. Yeah. Congratulations, 3-2 against Richie. How did you see it?
So I played the first game, and I won very comfortably, and I thought it would be a clean 3-0.
Yep.
But I got very sloppy at points.
Yep.
And against someone who's hyper-aggressive like Richie, if you just get sloppy for a bit, it just takes one moment for things to fall apart.
Yeah, there were kind of a couple crucial moments, particularly in that fourth game, where Richie did the push on Ghost River and you battery overcharged and the pylon died and the battery got unpowered. That must have been crushing, because it's just, you know, one small mistake that can have such a massive effect on the game.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable that game just because I opened with the Robo, because I didn't see the barracks.
Yeah.
Because
you were so close to seeing the barracks. It was just behind the mineral line in the main.
I mean, I never like opening Robo. I think if I opened Blink, I would have just been very, very comfortable. But because I opened Robo, I didn't really know what I was doing. Like, I think the Colossus were kind of useless in that situation. Yeah, it was just an unfortunate game. Even in game 2 as well, I recalled my probes at the start. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, we saw. Buddy. You didn't get away with that one.
Yeah, classic Zain epic land moment.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It felt like not much went right for you in that game too. But in this game 5, right, we have a lot of questions really. But your choice of third base is very interesting. I completely understand not wanting to take the gold base here. Were you always just never going to take this gold base, or did that cross your mind?
So, I mean, I was confident that if it went late, then I'd be fine. And all I really had to do was defend his stuff.
Okay.
And I think if I took the gold base, I would have been more vulnerable to attacks. And I don't really play this map. So, yeah, it would have been just uncomfortable territory. And I just wanted to make the game as comfortable as possible.
Sure.
I mean, he did have his own gold. And that just changes the maths on everything. So his pushes are going to be stronger. But I managed to deny mining there, and I think it was pretty clean from there.
Were you scared at any point? I mean, when he was pushing your third base, I think it was about 45 army supply of the Terran to 24 for you, and he was pushing into your third here. Were you concerned? We were concerned. We thought Richie might have it in the bag.
I think because he only had one tank, it wasn't that dangerous. Because the Stalkers, especially with the batteries and like the Blink Micro, they're really good against the just Marines and Marauders. When they're attacking into you. And I think I overcommitted trying to kill that one tank. I pretty much killed it. It was one hit away from dying. But if he picked it up quicker, that could have been bad for me, maybe. A bit lazy by me just trying to gun it down. But I kind of thought if I killed that tank, then nothing else is that scary.
Fair enough. Looking forward to the rest of the tournament, you have, I think, Iba or Black Widow up next. Is that correct?
I believe Iba beat Black Widow.
Iba beat Black Widow. How are you feeling for Iba?
I think he's going to be a tough match, and I need to play better if I want to beat him. But I think I'm definitely capable, but it just comes down to whether I can do it or not. We'll see.
Well, good luck. Is there anything you want to say to the stream, to your adoring fans?
Yeah, I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that will do us for now. We will be back with one of those upper bracket quarterfinals after the break.
My match
Maybe
is
Zain versus Iba.
Well,
is that confirmed?
I've been told.
We'll be back with Zain versus Iba. Absolutely lovely. And we'll see you all after the break.